Hello and welcome to Rocky Stone Memorial Field in Moncton, New Brunswick. This is the U16 division of the 2019 Boys Atlantic Soccer Championships on Bell Alliant TV1. Roger Surrett calling the play-by-play. Glad you can join us here on this Sunday. Beautiful day so far, knowing that they're calling for rain a little bit later. Let's just hope that the soccer gods stay away and let this game go through. PEI, Nova Scotia on tap. These two teams met in the preliminary round where PEI edged out Nova Scotia by the score of 1-0. Sam Akinsola got the lone goal in that victory. PEI on the attack. That pass was blocked. McGuinn. Jones. There's Shibdula. Stripped away once again. PEI comes back. Jones. Ball headed by McComb. The keeper, Dylan Legier. Jones lets it go. McWade. Pushing it up is Jones. PEI back on the attack. That's it. Ball will roll out of bounds. Corner kick coming up for PEI. And the official is going to stop it as he's going to go talk to the Nova Scotia and PEI player inside the crease area. Corner kick. Nice high corner. That's pushed away by Legier. PEI still in control of the ball. Fradsham lobs it in. That's off the foot of it and caught by Legier. First offensive push in this game in the early stages to PEI. Denny. Rhodey. Pass was blocked. Larson. Ball booted away. Rhodey. Sends it to Legier. Ball to Mitchell's Wed. Lead pass, Akinsola. Pushes the ball out of bounds. PEI playing without their lead defender, Andrew Stewart, who got injured in the early stage in the second game of this tournament. Actually, he got hurt against Nova Scotia. So he's been out since. Big piece missing on that back line. Free kick. Ball headed just out of bounds on the set play. Ethan Larson with the header. So coming back to Andrew Stewart, regardless, he's been out. They put Sam Akinsola on the back line. He is a striker by nature, but very good defender. He's held his own over the last, he held his own in yesterday's game against Newfoundland and Labrador. PEI comes into this game with a record of 2 wins and a draw. while Nova Scotia 2-1. Over to the middle on the challenge. Play goes on. Nguyen. Mohamed Itani. Itani has taken over from this position from Stewart, and he has played solid on D all tournament long. Denis brings it up. He's got speed on the outside. Fradstrom catching up. Denis, one hopper picked up by the PEI keeper. That is Clark. Clark made huge saves in the win against Nova Scotia on Friday. Ball booted out of bounds. In the early stages of this first half, 0-0 between PEI and Nova Scotia. PEI pressing, chance here, Legier sliding, makes the save and dives on it afterwards.
Talk to each other. Let's hear you talk.
Larson.
Angles.
Cusick. Akinsola. Lead pass to midfield. Ball tapped back to Nguyen. Itani. Jones. Ball tipped away by Ben Thompson.
Go boys, talk to each other. Come on, Scotia.
Thompson with the lone goal in yesterday's 1-0 win against New Brunswick. That gave them the opportunity to play in this gold medal game.
Boys, great options.
Nguyen. Back to Akinsola. Akinsola pushes the ball up, slowing things down. Itani. Chips it to the near side. Off the foot, Fradstrom gets it. He's got Book as an option. Pass a bit too far, and that's booted out of bounds. A throw in for PEI. Good throw in. Ball booted out. Nguyen. Itani in his own zone. Sends it over to the far side for it. Jones. That's Leclerc. Akinsola. Jones slips. Gets the ball back. A little push from behind by Thompson. Give a free kick here for PEI on their own side of the pitch. They'll keep it short for Nguyen. Akinsola over to Itani. Itani has got a lot of space in front of him, but Jordy Wright closes in. Lead pass. Ball booted away by Myers-Hain. And that'll go out of bounds. A throw in coming up for PEI. Looking for a handball. PEI got the call. Free kick by Akinsola sends it to the near side of the pitch. Fradsham. Leclerc loses the ball. Denny brings it up to the outside. Itani keeping a close eye on the ball. Foul on Nova Scotia. Pushed by Denis.
Pressure, boys, pressure, stay up.
Leclerc. Long boot. McComb on the sidelines. He's the one to touch it last. Throw in for Nova Scotia. Another throw in coming up for Team NS. No score. 10 minutes gone by in this first half. Win. Itani. Fradsham. Chips it too far, out of bounds. Throw in for Nova Scotia. Closest to the ball was Isaac Book. PEI was in yesterday's game against Newfoundland and Labrador, a win or tie got them into this gold medal championship game. Not only did they win it, they won it in convincing fashion, 4-0. Isaac Book with a deuce. Matthias McComb and Tony Nguyen got singles in that game. Leclerc. Leclerc. Nguyen. He'll push the ball up.
Stay up on the pressure. Come on, guys, pressure.
Akinsola in his own zone. Itani. Itani's got some space in front of him. Closing in quickly is Chip Dula. His pass off of Denis. Itani gets it back. And a foul on Nova Scotia. Free kick coming up for PEI. Foul on Jordy Wright.
Go time. Pass to the ball. Tony, go.
Nguyen. High lob inside the box. And a corner kick for PEI. Good corner kick. Ball gets out of the box. A foot race on the near side. Chip Dula battling with Fradsham. Nguyen. Over to Leclerc. Leclerc sends it across. It's headed away by Rhodey. Book. Denis. He's got wheels. Down the near sideline. Did he push it too far? Can't get past Nguyen. Nguyen cut down the angle. Foul, late whistle. Akinsola, long kick. Rhodey.
Option. Come on, boys.
Rhodey finds Akuzike Chipdula. Chipdula. Itani keeping a close eye on him. Itani wins that battle. Itani will bring it up, collides with Denis. Nova Scotia in control of the ball. It's Howlett. Ball stripped away. McKenna. McComb. Ball pushed down. McKenna. Rushing in. Legier comes out and kicks it away. Good action here in the middle stages of this first half. 0-0 your score between PEI and Nova Scotia. U16 gold medal game here on Bell Alliant TV1. Fragile. Short tip. Denis to Larson. Larson's kick to midfield. Chipdula sends it to the far sidelines. Ball still in play. That takes a PEI bounce. Nova Scotia. Howlett. Over to the middle. To right.
Well done.
Denis on the near side. Denis. Good protection. Book trying to come in. Denis will send it back to Rhodey. Rhodey. Book putting relentless pressure on the Nova Scotia players. And the push by Book at midfield will give a free kick for Nova Scotia at midfield. Shea Rhodey kicks it back to Larson. Akinsola. Leclerc. Off the foot of Howlett. Sam Akinsola. Itani. Stripped away by Chipdula. Here he comes. Fragile covers. Denis. And to chip it, didn't get enough elevation on the ball. Chipdula. Over to Rhodey. Over to the far side, looking for Thompson.
That's it, Scotia.
Throw in by Myers-Hayne. Akinsola. McKenna. Cusick. Larson sends it over to Legier. Line drive kick. Gets to right. Chips it high. Chipdula trying to send it to the middle, but it's blocked by Fragile, and he'll send it out of bounds. Throw in by Rhodey. Over to Howlett. Cutting in. Pass was blocked by Nguyen. Now PEI trying to bring it up. Good defensive play by Larson. To Denis. Fragile. Great defensive play, and he'll bring it up. Book. to Nguyen. Chip Dula closing in. Ball pass to the middle, Leclerc. Fradsham. High kick, headed by Fradsham. That goes behind him. Now Chip Dula down at the near side. Denny. Chiasson. Denny. Larson. Nova Scotia resetting. Chiasson. Rhodey. Rhodey. Looking for right. Nice give and go. Quick pass. Chiasson. Rhodey on the challenge here by Nguyen. Rhodey still in control of the ball. Back pass. That's blocked by Book. Nguyen spins to the middle of the field. He'll send it far side for Jones. Jones looking for Fradsham on the near side now. Leclerc to Book. Itani. Chips it high. Leclerc heads it back to Itani, who keeps it in. This short pass blocked by Denis. Now it's a foot race. Leclerc and Chip Dula. Chip Dula in, trying to send it to the middle, but it's blocked and out of bounds. Corner kick for Nova Scotia. And the official's going to blow the whistle here as it is starting to get humid in Moncton. So a 2-minute water break coming up for both teams. No score at the midway mark in this U16 championship final of the 2019 Boys Atlantic Soccer Championships at Rocky Stone Memorial Field in Moncton, New Brunswick. This is a summer tradition here in the greater Moncton area. Usually it's either U15-16 boys and U15-16 girls. This year, the girls are in the Halifax Regional Municipality. Next year, they'll just flip it over. On the U15 side, bronze medal went to Newfoundland and Labrador, winning 1-0 against Nova Scotia. Gold medal, New Brunswick, in convincing fashion against PEI, 6-1. On the U16 sides, Newfoundland edged out New Brunswick, 4-2. Corner kick, Nova Scotia. Nice high ball that's headed down, and that'll roll out. That went off a Nova Scotia player inside the 18-yard box. Goal kick for PEI. Fradsham. Book on the give and go. Howlett. Hain. A throw in for PEI. McKenna chips it down. Ball comes over to Legier. Haynes sends it down the far sidelines. Akinsola strips the ball away from Chip Dula. Akinsola. Thompson.
Go Blue! Keep it up, Blue! Pressure here! Go Blue!
Nova Scotia, long throw in. Chip Dula. Lead pass. That's blocked by Chasson. He'll send it over to Larson. Larson's got some space in front of him, looking at his options. Sends it down for Wright. Chasson. Hayne. Free kick. Just a bit outside of 30 yards, near the far sidelines. Free kick, booted out. Nova Scotia trying to push it back in. Hayne. Cusick sends it back to Legier. Sends that one high. Akinsola climbing the ladder. Chip Dula got on Akinsola's back. It'll be a free kick for PEI. Kick kept short. Gwynn. Denis set the ball out of bounds. Will Fradsham. Fradsham with another throw-in. Headed by McKenna. Good kick. Ball pushed by Chasson. Hayne. Myers Hayne down the sidelines. Speed from that left back position. Throw in for PEI. McKenna. Leclerc. Akinsola. Chip Dula with pressure, especially Akinsola. A forward by nature, playing on D. Now chance here for Nova Scotia. Denis. His pass inside. Akinsola cuts it down, boots the ball outside the box. Denis. throw in coming up for Team Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia trying to open up. Brody. The header out by Nguyen. Larson. Brody can't keep it in. That's a throw in here for Prince Edward Island. Look. Got blocked. Free kick for Nova Scotia. Rhodey. Good kick. Headed out by Akinsola. Chasson. Ball is tipped out of bounds. Nova Scotia throw-in. Ball out of bounds. And we've got a substitution coming up. Out is Jackson Id. And coming in is Ryan Laird. On the Nova Scotia throw-in. Ball goes under the foot of Akinsola and out. Oh, they say that went off the foot of Akinsola. And he's going to go talk to the official. Plea his case. So a corner kick for Nova Scotia. Over on the far right side. Low corner kick. Takes a couple hops. Laird gets it and boots it away. Long kick by Ryan Laird. Dylan Legier. He'll just bring the ball inside the 18-yard box where he can pick it up if anybody from PEI will move forward. Elects to send the ball to the left side for Nicholas Cusick. Ball chipped, headed by Jones. Nguyen. Akinsola. Back to Nguyen. Itani. Back in, ball up. Clark didn't get much on it. Jones. Jones gets it back from Laird. McKenna. Up the middle. Nguyen. Ball pushed away on the challenge by Wright. Chance here. Chasson line drive kick. Caught by Clark. Laird. Larson will send the ball out of bounds. Throw in, chipped out of bounds. Nova Scotia's turn now. Akinsola. Sends it to Bradshaw. He'll send it down the middle. Chipped up by Larson. Right. Right sends it over to the near sidelines, out of bounds. Throw in for Nova Scotia. Bradshaw. Gwen trying to spin around. Howlett. Larson. Larson will send it to Legier. Legier chips it to the near side for Hain. Foul on PEI. Down to the late stages of this first half, no score. Cusick. Short kick by Hain to Hain. Hain, Thompson gets stripped of the ball. Leclerc. Akinsola. Leclerc. McKenna. McKenna trying to squeeze through. Howlett. Lead pass looking for Denis off the foot of Chiasson. Now go straight to the keeper. Clark keeps it on the pitch. He'll pick it up. A long boot. Leclerc. Itani. Pass is blocked. Legier sends it high. Foul on the plate. It'll be against Nova Scotia. There's Jordy Wright. Official just giving him a warning. Nick Wynn scored on a free kick yesterday. Chips it high. Akinsola inside the box, handling it inside the crease, but Legier slides and he will make the save, but the official is going to blow it on a foul against PEI.
Come on, Nova Scotia, let's go. Let's get this now. Come on, boys.
Short pass to Cusick. Hain. Akinsola boots it high. Hain. Right. Denny. Right. Chiasson. Rhodey. Pass intercepted. PEI. Short pass that's off the foot of Howlett. And a good challenge by Larson. Sends the ball out of bounds on a throw-in. Long throw-in by Book. Chiptula. Gets by Itani. Sends it over to the far side. Thompson chips it straight on to Clark. Headed down, Denny
Move, Midfield, move.
gets it back from Chip Dula. Down low, the challenge. All ball. Throw in for Nova Scotia. Brody. Chip Dula tried to go for the bicycle kick. Corner kick coming up for Nova Scotia.
Boys, get on the other end of this, Blue. Get to the ball.
Myers Hayne on the corner kick. Ball put down. Brody outside the box. Didn't get much on it. PEI. And it's a foul against Brody. Kick was short. PEI pressing. That's Laird from Jones. Right, gets it back. Thompson. Thompson cuts to the middle. Itani for PEI. Fradsham. Denny gets by Fradsham. Itani cuts the angle, sends it out of bounds. Throw in for Nova Scotia.
Let's go, Blue. Right to the end, boys. Let's go. Keep it up here, Blue.
Brody, his throw in, and that is halftime. 0-0 is your score here in the U16 championship final between Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia, and we'll be back in a few moments with second half action coming up here at Rocky Stone Memorial Field in Moncton, New Brunswick. 0-0, PEI, Nova Scotia, and you are watching the 2019 Boys Atlantic Soccer Championships on Bell Alliant TV1. Second half action started here at Rocky Stone Memorial Field. 0-0 Nova Scotia and PEI U16 Boys Championship Final on Bellaline TV1. Roger Surratt calling the play-by-play. Glad you can join us here today. And also for those who've been watching us streaming live all the course of the week, thank you very much. It has been a great tournament here in Moncton, New Brunswick. Very well organized by Soccer New Brunswick. Chance here for PEI in the early stages. A little miscommunication on the back line and the keeper. Ball is sent out. Throw in for Nova Scotia. Akinsola. Battling ball put down by Langell. Another throw in coming up for PEI. A little pushing by a couple of the Nova Scotia players. Free kick coming up. Akinsola keeps the kick short to Jones on the near sidelines. Jones keeping a close eye on him. It's Thomas McCormick. Akinsola. Akinsola battling, but that ball is tipped away by Vigneault. Langell. Down the middle. Itani. He's been solid all week long here for PEI, and especially after losing his defensive partner, Andrew Stewart, during the second game. He just turned up his game a notch. Mohamed Itani, number 10 for PEI. PEI on the attack. That ball goes through the defenders. Nova Scotia keeper with the ball. It's Kane Homer in goal. Jones with the throw-in. This time Nova Scotia will throw it in. Nicholas Cusick played the first half as a center back, moves to his natural left back position. Langell. Larson. Open space. Getting by a couple of defenders. Here comes Nova Scotia. Ball chipped, caught by Luke Clark. Quick pass off the foot of Nguyen. Itani boots the ball out of bounds. Dylan Legier still in goal for Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia pressing. Down low, short pass. The kick is high. It's Tony Adoye. Clark with the kick. Nova Scotia still putting on pressure. Dignan. Denis. Denis battling with Frasham. That's been a battle all game long. Frasham sends the ball out of bounds. Nova Scotia will throw the ball in.
Nova! Go, Nova! 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 Nova!
Ball headed inside the box. Akinsola gets the ball out. Laird. Vino. Short, quick passes. Nova Scotia on the challenge. McGuinn wins it. Play moves on. From behind, and the official's going to come out. The yellow card given to Nathaniel Langell. Free kick from midfield. Good kick by McGuinn. That's headed by Itani. Leclerc. Fradsham. McKenna. Lead pass at Doye. Ball chip past the defenders. Clark will pick it up. He'll roll it quickly to Fradsham. Leclerc. Fradsham. Larson. Zwed. Near side for Cusick. Cusick. Nice move, an ankle breaker on Laird. Cusick. Ball still in play. Cusick pushes it back. PEI strips it away. That's McComb. McComb lobs it in. Caught by Legier. Larson sends it high out of bounds. They're going to call a foul on Nova Scotia. Akinsola nearly lost the ball. Laird. Push from behind on the challenge. Play goes on. Dino. McCormick. Cusick. Bouncing ball at midfield and the win for PEI. Lead pass from Fradsham. To the far sidelines, Howlett. Out of bounds, last touch by PEI. Ball tip, bad tip, chance here for Nova Scotia. Adoye. Denis. Denis pushes the ball in, down low, his shot, that goes wide. Goal kick for PEI. Nova Scotia gets control of the ball once again. It's Vino looking for McCormick down the sidelines. Ball pushed out of bounds. Corner kick. Off the kick. Ball caught. Foul on Nova Scotia regardless. Short kick. Lead pass from Bruce. Bringing it up is McKenna. Goal kick for New Brunswick. Hot and humid day here in Moncton. Temperature with the humidex rise to 30 degrees Celsius. So wouldn't be surprised at the midway mark of this half, the official will blow the whistle to give players a hydration break. Nova Scotia in control of the ball. 0-0 your score past 10 minutes in this second half. Vino rushing the ball down. Akinsola trying to play the ball. It'll be a goal kick for PEI. Substitution for Prince Edward Island. Devin Gormley coming in. Will Fradsham will come out.
Here we go, Blue. Let's go now, Blue.
And Jones will move over to play left back while Gormley plays the right back position. Vigneault to the outside. Denny and Laird sneaks in, strips the ball away. McGuinn. To Laird. Pass to McComb. It's a foot race to the far line, and that's chipped out of bounds. Corner kick for PEI.
Go, Green. There it is. Go, Blair. Go.
Corner kick on the far right. Low kick off the foot of Denis in the air, headed down, and that's picking it up. That's Kane Homer. And he decides just to roll it down over to Larson. Larson, lead pass. It's a foot race. Adoye and Itani. Adoye will get to the ball. Sends it to Denis. Chips it inside the box where Akinsola gets a foot on it. McCormick. Cusick on the near side. Cusick got the pass from Langell. Zwed to Larson. Langell. Zwed. Denny. Ball chipped by Larson. Over to Adoye. Adoye pushes it forward, gets by Itani on the bad angle. McCormick sliding, gets the goal! And Nova Scotia has a 1-0 lead. What a heads-up slide by Thomas McCormick inside the crease. Off the shot from Adoye. That kind of curved inside the crease. McCormick there, right place, right time. Nova Scotia on the board. Big goal for the team in blue. Swed watches the ball roll out of bounds. We got a foul on team PEI. Ball headed by Nguyen. Bedoye. Itani tips it to Leclerc. Laird on the outside. Leclerc. Ball will roll out of bounds. A throw in for PEI. 1-0 Nova Scotia. Goal scored by Thomas McCormick at the 55th minute. Laird sends it in. Homer catches it. Swed. His pass was deflected. Chance here for PEI. Pass was too long for McKenna off the foot of McComb. On the challenge, foul against Nova Scotia. And the official will take out the... He puts the card back in his pocket. So a PEI substitution. Andrew McKenna coming out. Will Fradsham will come in. With all that mix and match, Sam Akinsola will play striker. Nguyen, his kick caught by Homer. Tony Nguyen, precision kick from 45 yards out. Proved it yesterday in the 4-0 win against Newfoundland and Labrador. Got the free kick in from 35 yards out. Akinsola pushing up. Akinsola trying to get the equalizer. Blue jersey surrounding him. McCormick.
Get in there, Sam. Come on.
Keeping the ball. Tipped out of bounds. Throw in for Nova Scotia. PEI will get the throw in. Nearing the midway mark here of the second half. Akinsola gets by the defenders. Akinsola and Larson cuts down the angle and kicks the ball out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick for PEI. Now the officials looks like they're talking it over.
One and out, boys. Let's go. Head on it.
Close to the ball, guys. Close to the ball.
Corner kick by Leclerc. Ball headed up. Denny. Ball booted away. It gets over the head of Gormley. And McCormick can't get around him. Gormley gets it back, but Vino pushes it forward. Ball kicked out of bounds. And the official will send both teams to their respective benches for a hydration break. Goal scored at the 55th minute. Thomas McCormick puts Nova Scotia up 1-0 in the U16 gold medal final of this 2019 Boys Atlantic Soccer Championships here on Bell Alliant TV1. Bronze medal in the U16 division was won by Newfoundland and Labrador earlier today. 4-2 was the final against New Brunswick. On the U15 side, New Brunswick, PEI, the final, 6-1 New Brunswick. They get the gold, PEI with the silver. Bronze medal, Newfoundland edges out Nova Scotia, 1-0. Throw in for Nova Scotia after the hydration break. McCormick, the goal scorer. Ball tipped out of bounds. Off the throw in. PEI can't keep the ball in, but they say it was last touched by Nova Scotia. Another throw in here for PEI.
Your lines we called it the other way.
Let's go, Blue. Let's go. Go, PEI.
Good throw in by Gormley, but it's tipped out of bounds off of Akinsola.
Blue, let's be strong here.
Vigneault. McCormick. PEI will throw the ball in. Headed up by Vigneault. Langell. Ball boots to the near side. That'll go out of bounds. Adoye Comes in, chips it over inside the box. That's blocked. Dignan. Ball corner kick coming up for Nova Scotia.
Get in. Get in. Defense, get in. In the box, boys, come on. Get in. Paul, get in.
Off the corner, that goes over everybody's head. And Denis keeps the ball in. Laird for PEI. Laird brings it up, stripped away by Vienno near midfield. Dignan over to Adoye, can't get around Fratchum. Scooped up by Clark. Laird. Itani. Gormley. Ball out of bounds. Off the foot of Nathan Bruce. Throw in for Cusick. That goes off of McCormick. Adoye. Ball booched out of bounds. So a throw in here for PEI. Off the foot, that goes over the head of Vienno. Langell boots that one away out of bounds. Ball headed to the middle of the field. It's McComb. Nova Scotia shutting the door. Larson playing a solid game for Nova Scotia here today. McGuinn. Larson. McCormick sends it down. Itani sends it back in. McCormick on the near side. Bruce goes in, tips it out of bounds. Gormley coming out of the game. Andrew McKenna in. Bruce comes out. And Book into the game to add some extra punch on the attack. Trailing by 1. Akinsola. Throw in for PEI. Mohamed Itani. Vienno. Adoye to the far side for Aiden Denis. He gets by 1. Gets by Fratchum. Denis chips it in near side. It's off the foot of Dignan. And the header goes out of bounds. No, they say that it was just off of Dignan, so a goal kick for PEI. Down to the last 10 minutes here in regulation time. Wouldn't be surprised if an extra 5 minutes of injury time would be added on. Down low, Itani, McGuinn, corner kick for Nova Scotia. McCormick. Downloaded Dignan. Dignan pushes the ball on the far sidelines. That ball goes out. Goal kick. Itani. Ball headed up. Daniel. Near side McCormick. Chips it. Nguyen heads it. Here for Jones. Throw in for PEI. To the far sidelines, here's Laird. Fradsham. Akinsola. Akinsola slows down the play, finds Book on the outside, his shot is wide! Golden opportunity for PEI. Off of Book's foot, and that goes out of bounds. Nova Scotia throw-in. Fradsham. Another throw-in for Nova Scotia. Vino. Ball headed down. Itani lead pass. That gets by everybody except for Kane Homer. He'll pick it up inside the box.
Here we go, boys. Here we go. Let's go, Blue. Another one.
Ball pushed to the middle of the field. Itani. Looking for Laird. That goes over his head. And that'll go out of bounds. Throw in Nova Scotia. PEI will make a substitution. Excuse me, Nova Scotia will make a substitution. In the game, Ben Thompson. Coming out, Aiden Denny. Here with just over 6 minutes left in regulation. 1-0 your score in favor of Nova Scotia. Goal scored in the 55th minute by Thomas McCormick. Going around, it's Howlett. Larson. Lead pass, Itani taps it. And two Nova Scotia strikers up front. PEI getting something going here. Shot and a goal! That's Matthias McComb. At the 75th minute, we got ourselves a tie game. Larson. Cusick. Ball headed out of bounds. They throw in for Nova Scotia. That ball headed up. by Jones. Foul. Free kick coming up for Nova Scotia. So Sam Akinsola gets a yellow card. Free kick. Nicholas Cusick. Good free kick up in the air. That ball's headed out, and they say it was touched by a PEI player. Corner kick. Ball up, headed down, blocked by Itani, and he sends it out. Howlett.
Pressure.
Far side, Thompson. Tripped up, free kick, Nova Scotia. Free kick. 20 yards out. More towards the far sidelines. To the right side of the field. Noah Dignan. Take the free kick. Dignan looking at his options. Lobs it up. And the header by Adoye goes wide.
Pressure, boys.
Clark. Short kick to Jones. Jones. Lead pass off the foot of Book. McCormick, the goal scorer for Nova Scotia. Tying it up was Matthias McComb in the 75th minute. If this game is tied after regulation, we will go to penalty kicks to determine the gold medal winner. McGuinn. McComb. Couldn't play the ball.
All right, let's go.
Laird tripped up. Free kick. And a substitution. McKenna coming out. So 4 minutes additional time. McGuinn. Ball headed up. Ball sent out of bounds. Sola.
Pressure!
Homer. Boots it deep. Howlett. Thompson. Goal kick coming up for PEI. As the clouds start to roll in here in Moncton. Ball headed down. Adoye. Ball kicked away by Akinsola. Corner kick for Nova Scotia. Dignan to take the corner kick.
Corner
up high, headed down, booted away by Fradsham. Jones. Down by Langell. PEI will throw the ball in. Larson. Ball up. Bounces inside the box, climbing the ladder. Kane Homer. Scoop up the ball. Good kick. Langell. Ball tipped out of bounds. A throw in for Nova Scotia. PEI free kick. Last offensive attack here during injury time. Win. And the official is going to blow it, and we are going to go to penalty kicks to determine the gold medal winner. Both teams going to write down their respective orders. Captains line up. See who will shoot first. What a way to round things off here at the 2019 Atlantic Soccer Championships. Gold medal game determined on penalty kicks. Great game we've seen here in the first 80 minutes. Nova Scotia took the lead on a goal scored by Thomas McCormick in the 55th minute. 20 minutes later, Matthias McComb got the goal. So Andrew Stewart is dressed up, playing in this game after he was injured in the second game. Did not play in yesterday's game against Newfoundland and Labrador. He is on the pitch. As they will shoot on the left, on the goal on the left side of the field. Both teams making sure that everybody's in their respective order on who goes first. First shooter for PEI is Andrew Stewart. Kane Homer in goal. Stewart takes the shot. That's off the hand of Homer and in. So PEI gets the first ball in. Nicholas Cusick, the first to go for Nova Scotia. Cusick sends it to the left, to the right, and a save made by Luke Clark. So after the first round, PEI leads 1-0 on penalty kicks. Luca Leclerc, second shooter for the Island. Comes in, puts it in the back of the net. Pressure's on for Nova Scotia. Noah Dignan. Second shooter for Nova Scotia. Dignan chips that one, top corner. And Nova Scotia is on the board, but they're trailing 2-1. Luca Leclerc, the third shooter. Second shooter was number 8, Isaac Book. Leclerc chips that one top corner. And here comes a captain for Nova Scotia. It's Ethan Larson. Luke Clark is set. Larson chips that one and kept it low and sends it to the left. Ryan Laird.
Okay.
You got that, King.
Got this, King. Give a little bit of sugar, King. Come on, upstairs. Oh, come on, King.
Homer. Ready. So's Laird. Laird in. Goal! Now Nova Scotia needs to score here. If not, the game is over. Ben Thompson walks up here for Nova Scotia in the 4th round. Thompson keeps it alive for Nova Scotia. Now PEI can win it. On the foot of Matthias McComb. He tied the game in the 75th minute. Can he win it all for Nova Scotia? Takes a couple of steps, and that's it! PEI gold medal winners of the U16 Boys Atlantic Soccer Championships. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. Now both teams will shake hands at center field. What a game we've seen here, ladies and gentlemen. PEI gold medal winners for the U16 Boys Atlantic Soccer Championships. 1-1 in regulation time, 5-3 on penalty kicks. So final score 2-1 for PEI against Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia wins the silver medal. That's it for us here at Rocky Stone Memorial Field once again. 2-1 the final in penalty kicks in favor of Prince Edward Island against Nova Scotia. From all of us here at Bell Alliant TV1, thanks for joining us here at the 2019 Atlantic Soccer Championships from Rocky Stone Memorial Field in Moncton, New Brunswick.